Hey, hello, and welcome. This is Catherine Perry. I'm your host for the Daily One Command. Thank you so much for joining me. The idea about these daily One Command sessions is about having a starting point for your day where you are aligning to your hopes, wishes, and desires. And you're aligning to that greatness within you. And we're doing that through the 6-step process of the One Command. The One Command is a technique that's developed by Asara Lovejoy, and she's the author of the book by the same name, The One Command. And I had the pleasure of being mentored by her, being her business partner, getting to be her friend. And together we developed the One Command seminars, and we got to travel the world and teaching this method. And today, I'm the founder of Commanding Wealth Seminars, where we apply those principles to commanding greater wealth in all the ways that you want to be wealthy into your life by transforming your mind. And thank you and welcome. Today, I'm pretty excited about this topic. Now, I don't know if you know this about me, but when I'm doing these teachings, I'm thinking about not only what is the teaching, I'm thinking about you. And I'm actually spending time kind of talking to you in my head and kind of sending this information out. And so today we're going to be talking about being adaptable. And when we think about being adaptable, let's look at, let's see what lens that we're going to look at this idea of adaptability through. What is that? That's a Swiss Army knife, right? Or I think there's another tool too that has it's a multi-tool. All right, so enjoying success requires the ability to adapt. Only by being open to change will you have a true opportunity to get the most from your talent. And that's from the great baseball player, Nolan Ryan. And this week in this series, we did we worked with A's, and we started with the abundant mindset. And then we went into awareness. We went into acceptance. And that was our topic yesterday. And today in adaptability. And there's some ways when we think about adapting and be adaptable and all of that, there's a couple of directions that we could go with this. First, we are in a brand new world. Literally everything that the way it was 3 years ago, 2 years ago with the pandemic, all of that is completely changed. It's a whole new playing field. Right. And the mindset, and there's been this big change. We're having vibrational shifts. Everything is different. And everything that created this reality that we're in now has to be completely changed, not to adapt and maintain the status quo, which is how most things are set up. And with some growth, this is how, what thinking, behaviors, what way of being do we have to adapt in order to create our future? And very often when you're in a survival mindset, a victim mindset, we want to stay in the status quo. Any change, even positive change, is fearful, even though we want change. I mean, it's upsetting, it's stressful is the word I actually wanted to say. And I watched this in my own life, but the best example I can give you is back in the days when I was an apartment manager. I noticed, there's a lot of reasons to move into a new place. You're either moving up or you're moving down. There was a big life change. You ended a ending of a relationship and healing from all of those changes, a big opportunity. Oh, I'm so excited. Here's my new job. And so the people would find themselves in this new place. Pardon me, I bumped the camera. They'd find themselves in this new place, literally. And every person, even though they were really happy to be in a new place, it was interesting that every one of them, every person One, because their whole, their house was organized in a new way. They're not sleeping well. They're bumping into the furniture. There's some odd injury that happens. There's these new expenses that they didn't expect. They had it laid out in their mind that things were going to be a certain way, and they start hitting these maybe roadblocks, but some unexpected responsibilities might be a better way of thinking about that. And people would come in and they'd have like bruises or banged up or broken arms, and I go, what happened? Like, I don't know. It feels like ever since I got here, it's been one thing after another. Okay. Is this resonating? Okay. And very often when we are wanting to make a positive, empowering change, like we're doing the one command, you are holding a vision for your life to be lived in a better way, maybe a more rich and abundant way, a way of greater flow, a life of greater impact, and whatever that looks like for you. And so as you start um, connecting to your vision, you start taking those steps, that old resistance, those old beliefs, that old state of being starts showing up. Your every way that you were oriented is no longer there. And so you're having to find new parameters. And that's why it feels like you're kind of bumping into things. Your own resistance, your own fears, doubts, second guessing yourself, your old mindset starts meeting this new circumstance, and you go, what the hell is wrong with me? I wanted this. Why am I arguing? Why am I hiding from it? What's going on? What's happening here? And it's, you simply have not adapted. You're growing into that. Now, for a long time, I want you to understand too that a lot of your beliefs and habits and systems, you were unconscious to them. You just weren't aware of it. You were just more in a reactive. And then you were asking questions from a lower level of consciousness. You were having your experiencing, you're reacting, you're going, why me? What's happening? Why does this happen every time? Or it seems like every time things start going good, suddenly something comes against me. What the hell? Right. And pardon all my cussing. That's just this feel. I'm kind of speaking from the way that people talk to themselves. Okay. The way I've talked to myself. Once you start being conscious of it and you start wanting to change and go, I want something better. I don't want to be that anymore. Then the unhealed parts of you start showing up. The unresolved parts of your programming start showing up. And your beautiful, brilliant mind says, well, what about this? What do we do with this? How is this match into our new world, our new paradigm? And you go, oh, why am I still having these feelings? Why am I having these thoughts? Why can't I get over that? It is your subconscious mind asking to resolve that. How does this fit into your new reality? Do you want to keep or delete? Just like when you move, you have to go, do I want to carry this ratty set of towels with me to the next place, or am I going to go ahead and get a new set? We have to be willing to look at that in a neutral position. But a lot of times we won't know really what beliefs are still up until they're outside of us. Okay. And so you might think, gosh, where did all these negative drama, trauma, people come from? What the heck? Where was that? I'm working specifically on like my victim programming, and this is a big, deep victim mentality programming that's in my family system. Literally, our conversations around this, and we've got this overcomer, belief. And hey, there was all this against me, but then I overcame it, and it's a really powerful moment. But at the core is an unhealed victim. So really been actively working on that. And yesterday I went to go get a haircut, and I'm in the salon, and oh my gosh, everybody, it was the most poor mouth, negative, complaining bunch of people I had ever been around. And I didn't judge them. Whereas before I might have gone, how did I wind up here? Who are these people? These aren't my people. I want to be in a more positive, enlightened place. Where's my happy salon? And I thought it's really interesting that this is where I chose to get my hair cut, one my usual place. Really interesting. And so what I noticed was I was neutral and just observing. And then I'm going to share with you a tool on how you can not only get neutral and be the observer, but what do you do when you're observing that? And what do you do when you're meeting the thoughts? Now, we have the powerful tool of the one command, which does literally rewind your neurology. And it does take a little bit of time for us to adapt the new belief, because we can inadvertently reprogram ourselves back into the old state of being by the people that we're around, what we're devoting our time thinking about, what we're accepting into our subconscious mind. Like, I do love crime stories. I love those. And when I'm making a big shift, there's specific shows and programs that I don't watch. And I've noticed this last couple of weeks, I've just had zero interest for any television. And I'm just really wanting to read and meditate and kind of be in this space. Okay. So just notice your influences, don't judge them. There's a reason that it's there. Now, here's one attitude that I want to encourage you to adopt and adapt: that everyone and everything is in your life either to shine a light on what's you have the ability to change, or it's a reflection of the best of you. Okay. So it's either to shine a light or it's reflecting. And in that reflection, in that light that's shining up, it's pointing you in the right direction. So if you're having people around you that you feel like you're in your best version of yourself and you love it, you go, yeah, this is who I really am. And in that space, you're going to start aligning to and getting closer to what it is that you want, need, or desire, what you're commanding for. If you're meeting opposition, negativity, old programming, limiting beliefs, straight up, what looks like blocks, you're going, that's it. Be neutral and go, that's interesting. I didn't realize I still had something to get cleared. Okay. So what convinced me about the power of the one command, I just very quickly, if you've heard this, I'm going to go through it very quickly, was when I was in a time in my life that I was really excited because I was moving out of my apartment into a new house. And it was already like a lot of amazing, powerful changes. And I had made the decision not to really have any clients for the next couple of weeks. I had plenty of money to cover all of my expenses for about 3 months, which was new for me. And I was moving into my new home, a house, which was the fulfillment of my vision. I was so excited. And I had a client I was going to meet, and I had to go drop off the keys at my old apartment manager's office. And as I was backing out of the office, I bumped right into a pickup truck and smashed my taillight. Fortunately, didn't hurt the other car. And I'm in a hurry, and I live in a town at the time where I had literally been arrested and taken to jail, not once but twice, because of a small infraction like that. Yeah. So I was really highly motivated to make a change. And when I first saw it, what I noticed was I wasn't like, oh man, what's wrong with me? Oh my God, this day, I thought it was going to be good. Now it's going to be a bad day. It was like, okay, this is interesting. And I was in, what needs to happen? Well, I need a new tail light, like right now. And I knew it was going to be at least $150. And I was like, okay, I didn't really want to spend $150. I'm conserving my money. I did not want to spend that because I knew I was going to have other expenses and stuff come up. And so I did the fastest one command. I said, I don't know how this tail light is fixed for free. I only know it's fixed now, and I am fulfilled. Now, I had an appointment in like less than half an hour. What immediately came in was, call the Toyota house. I had a Toyota. Call there and see if they have the replacement. I called, asked them if they had the replacement lens for that. They go, oh yeah, come on by. How much is it? 157. Yep, that's about what I thought. So normally my natural way is I'm a little bit of a procrastinator, and especially here I've got an appointment, but I didn't really want to be driving around town. But something said move forward, so I said okay, I'm going to go ahead and go. Got there, the guy looked at the light and he said, "Yep, that's the right tail light, but do you see that your quarter panel's bent there? And do you have the tools to get this off?" And I realized I don't have the tools. I oh my gosh, now I'm thinking about my $1,000 insurance deductible that I had at the time. Like, this doesn't sound like or feel like prosperity or abundance right now. And he said, why don't you go over to the body shop and ask them about it? And I thought, okay. Now remember, I still have this appointment. And instead of saying, well, I'll come back later, it was like, okay. I said, okay to the next step, okay to the next step. And I went over there and it was empty. I don't know if you've ever been to a car dealership and the body shop, it's always full, right? Completely empty. And this little Robert guy came out. I'm very tall and he was very petite man. And I said, let me show you what I've got. And he came out and take a look. He said, hang on, I'll be right back. And I said, now I've got an appointment in about 15 minutes. And it's like 5 minutes to get there. But I said, I only have about 10 minutes. He said, it won't take that long. Came right back in about less than 5 minutes. And he had another tail light. And he said, there was a car that came in today that was totaled and it had this tail light on it. I'm not allowed to charge you for it because it was totaled. And don't worry about the labor. The only thing that was wrong, there was one little tiny piece of the light that was yellow instead of clear. And I said, what? And he said, it's free. And I said, not only did my command happen, my tail light was replaced within an hour, right? And for free. I only know it is now. But what did I have to do? I had to shift out of my normal way of thinking and doing stuff. I kept saying yes to the next step. And I made it to my appointment on time. That blew my mind. That was totally out of my reality. And that was really what convinced me of the power, even though I'd had a lot of amazing things happen. So really, what was the change? I adapted a new habit and a new way of thinking, of saying yes to the next good. So I want to share with you the tool on how can we adapt out. And it's very simple. And it's kind of based on how we think anyway. So think about, I said I used to be a procrastinator, but now I'm an action taker, right? I used to struggle. I used to never have money, but now I have 3 months income in the bank. I used to believe, I used to think, I used to have, right? I used to be, but now. I used to, but now. Or you could say, I remember when, but now. So what are you commanding for? Are you commanding for all of your debt to be erased? So if you are, you say, I remember when I had a lot of debt that I was worried about, but now I'm debt free. I remember when I worried about money, but now money is not a worry because I have more than enough money in the bank account. I remember when I couldn't figure out what was blocking me, blocking my success. I remember when I couldn't figure it out. But now my mind is clear. My emotions are, I'm managing my emotions and I feel happy and free. I remember when, but now. Okay. So right now, and the reason we're teaching this is to help you adapt into this abundant mindset, to adapt your behaviors and your beliefs, and you're putting yourself, what you're doing is you're suddenly a new person. That all that is behind you. I remember when I struggled, but now life is a joy and there's ease. I remember when, but now. And then this shifts your identity and assumes everything's already programmed and allows you to accept that programming instantly. Try it out. Let me know how this works for you. So, right now, whatever it is that you are going to be commanding for this week, I know that there may be some opportunities that you're opening to. You want to have some solutions arrive. Maybe you're ready for a new home, a new car. Maybe you just want to have peace of mind with all this change that's happening in the world right now. And there is a lot more uncertainty. The only thing that's certain is that you have the power to navigate it. Okay? So, whatever it is that you were worried about, that you were concerned about, that you were doubting, what do you know now? I used to worry. I used to doubt. I used to be afraid. But now I'm confident. Now I look forward. But now I have the courage that I didn't know I had before. Very simple. Is it okay if it's simple? Play with it. You're going to start noticing some things start shifting very rapidly for you. Okay? So let's go for it. Who's ready for some commands? Pardon me. So our one command statement is, I don't know how and you're going to state your command. I only know it so now, and I am fulfilled. So since we're talking about adaptability and adapting to this new way of being, let's do the command around that. I don't know how I am naturally adapting to my new life. I only know I have the ability to adapt by my command now, and I am fulfilled. I don't know how I'm able to adapt new beliefs, mindsets, and habits instantly to support my vision. I only know I do now, and I am fulfilled. And I don't know how I instantly adapted into a rich, abundant life. I only know I am now living a rich, abundant life now, and I am fulfilled. And now we're going to go up and I'm going to do one command that encapsulates all of that. So just take a breath and I invite you to just ground and feel your connection to the earth. Feel the support as you bring your attention to your heart and you align to your purpose. And your purpose is whatever it is that you're holding a vision for. And just feel whatever it is that you're aligning to, feel it aligning back to you. And I invite you to become aware of all the invisible help and support between knowing and not knowing, just letting it be, letting there be love. And now I just want to invite you to be aware of all that invisible support aligning to you. And that could be circumstances, the helpers in the world, angels, spirits, guides, ancestors. Just become aware of all of that support aligning to you. I also want to invite you to become aware of your connection to Source. And you may picture, visualize, or imagine it like a pole of light. And it's going right down through the top of your head, right down through your body, connected to the earth. With your eyes closed, very softly roll your eyes up. Don't strain, but just roll your eyes up as if you're trying to look up through the top of your head, and just send your consciousness up, up, up. And the higher you go, the faster you go. And soon you may find yourself on the outer edges of the universe, in the velvety black space. Break through the darkness into the light of pure, open potential. Eyes up as we state the one command, and you will be able to add whatever you like. I'll make space for you. But right now, I don't know how I am adaptable to new mindsets, beliefs, habits, and a greater state of being. I only know I am highly adaptable, and my adaptability creates success after success after success now, and I am fulfilled. You can relax your eyes, and now I'm going to state the command, and you can add whatever comes up for you. I don't know how and state what you want. I only know that I do now, or it is so now, and I am fulfilled. And now we're just going to let our eyes relax and let that expand out to an idea even greater. It serves more good in its fulfillment. And just let everything in you expand to meet that greater good. Let your energy, let your thoughts, whatever in you feels small and not able to, just be present to it and let it expand. Give it space, because we need space to manifest whatever we desire. It takes space to create. And now I want to just invite you to come right back down into your body in your new position, is your new self, and starting to receive with gratitude everything that you need, this direct download from source of the thoughts, the programming, the new eyes to look at your world through, everything that you need, everything you desire. Just start receiving it. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. And during this time, you may notice that there's some unwinding and rewinding. And what's happening is your neurology, literally, in your brain and in your body, how you've been holding those emotions and your programming are starting to unwind, release, and let go. And just allow the new ideas, this greater state of being, start to rewind and integrate. And then bring your attention back to your heart. And think about how you thought about your life before. Like, were you struggling? Were you alone? Were you sad? Were you broke? Whatever, however you described it, like okay, but could be better. So I used to, or I remember when I felt, and say that. I remember when I felt, and state what it was. But now I feel. But now I know. But now I am able to. And just fill in those blanks. Good morning, everybody. Hi, David. And just notice what is arriving for you naturally. This is a great time to make some notes as you think about that. And whatever else is coming up for you. And of course, that seventh step is inspired action. Just like I made the command and go, I guess I need to do this. My thought said, do this. And I said, okay. And I just kept saying yes to the next step. And I know that there's much more available to you than a tail light. But that was pretty cool that day. How do you like that idea? I'd really love to get your feedback. And as you try it, be sure and post in the comments. Come back and do #replay. And share with me what you discovered, because we're creating this together. And I want to bring to you the very best tools possible so that you can live the life that you have a vision for and that you deserve. So I'm going to go ahead and let you go for now. Until next time, this is Catherine Perry, the Big Vision Coach, and I witness your mastery. Bye-bye, everybody. Mwah.